Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, it's me, Dr. Mansoor Khan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Kohat University of Science and Technology, and today I am going to deliver my 6th lecture of paper Atomic Spectroscopy with a course code Chem 454-1, and today we will discuss about introduction to spectroscopy. The content of today's lecture include introduction of spectroscopy, its basic definition and its basic principle will be discussed in today's topic. We will also discuss about what is electromagnetic radiation, what are its characteristics, why they are called electromagnetic radiations. We will also discuss in today's lecture about various spectroscopic terms, about classification of spectroscopy, different type of spectroscopy will be discussed, different type of electronic transition takes place during the spectroscopy or during the interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter. So we will discuss different electronic transition. The backbone of quantitative analysis is based on Beer-Lambert's law. We will also discuss about Beer-Lambert's law and how it can be used for quantitative analysis. And finally, application. Now, what is spectroscopy? Spectroscopy is the study of phenomena that are caused by the interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter. It means that when matter is placed in the direction of electromagnetic radiation, the electromagnetic radiation interact with matter. So the response, the different characteristic of light after its interaction with electromagnetic radiation will be studied, and this study is called spectroscopy, and we will use this for various type of information about the matter. The phenomena of spectroscopy need a special apparatus, special instrumentation, which is called a spectrometer. Now the spectrometer is an instrument that measure the amount of light absorbed or emitted. So the phenomena of spectroscopy which takes place in instrument is called spectrometer, and the result of the spectrometer which is used for qualitative and quantitative analysis is called spectrum. The plot of amount of light absorbed by the sample versus the wavelength of light, this is called the response of spectroscopy. Then the response of spectrum, the interaction of electromagnetic radiation, which is given in the form of a chart which is called a spectrum, and the spectrum is basically the plot of amount of light absorbed by the sample versus the wavelength. Now, as spectroscopy is the interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter, but electromagnetic radiation consists of different wavelength, different wave number. So that's why introduction about electromagnetic radiation is of immense importance. So what is electromagnetic radiation? Electromagnetic radiation, which is represented by EMR, is a type of energy that is transmitted through the space at very high speed. It has two fields which are perpendicular to each other. which is electric field and magnetic field. So electromagnetic radiation is the type of energy basically, and it consists of electric and magnetic field which are perpendicular to each other. For example, light. So the following diagram shows a wave which is electromagnetic radiation. It consists of crust and trough. The distance between two crest or two trough is called wavelength. Based on the wavelength, based on wave number, based on frequency, we can characterize the electromagnetic radiations into different regions. Now, what is a wave model? It is represented by a sinusoidal wave, as we have shown in the previous slide, traveling in space with an oscillating electric field and particularly magnetic field. As I have mentioned that electromagnetic radiation consists of two perpendicular oscillating field. One is electric field and the other one is magnetic field. So electric field is what is considered or used in most spectroscopic method except nuclear magnetic radiations. This is the representation of electromagnetic radiation. It is a sinusoidal wave. As we have mentioned that the distance between two crest or two trough is wavelength, and it consists of different wavelengths, and based on this wavelength we characterize or we differentiate it into different categories. Spectroscopic terms related to wave theory. So now what is wave theory? Number first, it can be characterized as I have mentioned earlier that spectroscopy or electromagnetic radiation can be categorized into different regions. So these are basically the characteristics. Number one is amplitude. So what is amplitude? It is represented by A, and it is the height of wave electric vector. Another important parameter is wavelength. It is represented by I. It is the distance in nanometer, centimeter and meter from peak to peak, or it is the distance between two trough and two crest. Another one is wave number. Wave number is when wavelength is divided, inverse of wavelength is called wave number. Another one is a frequency, which is represented by N. It is the number of cycle or oscillations per second. The unit of frequency is hertz or per second. Velocity of propagation. It is represented by V1. Rate of travel through space dependent on composition of medium. Vi is equal to NL. The maximum velocity C is equal to the speed of light in a vacuum, which is equal to 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. Slower in other media by the factor of 0.03% slower in air. Now, the particle model. Electromagnetic radiation can be represented into two models. Now, the first one was the wave model. Now, the second one is the particle model. Now, the particle model, light viewed as a discrete particle of energy called photon. So, particle model says light is a discrete, it is a packet of energy which is called photon. Like other particle, light can be scattered, counted and quantized. Here HTU, is a packet of energy, which is a photon. E naught is the ground state of electron. E1 is the excited state. So when this quantized amount of energy gives to the electron in the ground state, it jumps to the higher energy state. So this shows that electromagnetic or photon is a type of particle. Energy of wave or particle, E is equal to HL is equal to HC divided by L is equal to HC. So energy and wavelength can be represented by this relationship. H is Planck constant, which is equal to 6.63 into 10 raised to the power minus 34 joule second. Frequency is equal to L is equal to wavelength is equal to number. Note, energy is proportional to frequency and wave number. Energy is inversely proportional to wavelength. It means that if the energy is high, its frequency will be high, and also the wave number. And if energy is high, its wavelength will be low. Or you can say if the wavelength is high, the energy will be low. If the wavelength is low, energy will be high. Now let's come to the few of the important characteristic of the electromagnetic radiations, which include: these are produced by isolation of electric charge and magnetic field residing on the atom. So electromagnetic radiation consists of perpendicular oscillating electric and magnetic field residing in atom. These are characterized by their wavelength or frequency of wave number. So electromagnetic radiation can be categorized by using wavelength, frequency, wave number, also energy. The energy carried out by electromagnetic radiation is directly proportional to frequency. It means that if the energy frequency is high, the energy of electromagnetic radiation will be also high. The emission or absorption of radiation is quantized, and each quantum of radiation is called a photon. If a matter absorbs any energy, its amount will be constant, it will be quantized. Also, the matter which emit electromagnetic radiation, it will be also constant, and it will be also quantized, and this quantized amount of energy will be in the form of photon. They can travel through vacuum. So another definition of electromagnetic radiation is that for electromagnetic radiation there is no need of medium. So it can pass through space also, while non-electromagnetic radiation needs medium, for example heat. When visible light, a group of electromagnetic radiation, is passed through a prism, it is split up into 7 colors which correspond to defined wavelength of definite wavelength. This phenomena is called dispersion. This slide shows the electromagnetic spectrum. As I have mentioned that based on wavelength, frequency and wave number and energy, the electromagnetic radiation can be consist of different categories, can be categorized into different fields. Now when we move from left to right, the wavelength of the radiation, the wavelength of electromagnetic radiation is increasing. The frequency is decreasing. The wave number is decreasing. and the energy is also decreasing. So we can say that when we go from high frequency radiation toward the low frequency radiation, the amount of the energy of electromagnetic radiation is different. So based on these frequency and wavelength and wave number, this electromagnetic radiation is divided into gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, infrared, microwave, radio wave, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So it means that the electromagnetic radiation is categorized into different fields based on wavelength, frequency, and wave number. So if the wavelength of electromagnetic radiation is 10 raised to power minus 5 to 10 raised to power minus 3 nanometer, it will be considered as gamma radiation. Now the electromagnetic radiation and their frequency will be 10 raised to power 24 to 10 raised to the power 22. It means that the wavelength increases, the frequency is decreasing, so as the energy is also decreasing. So and we go from 10 raised to power 3 nanometer to 1 nanometer, this region of electromagnetic radiation is called X-ray radiation. When we go from 1 nanometer to 10 raised to power 3 nanometer, it is called UV and visible radiation. The infrared radiation is represented in the form of wave number or frequency, which is 10 raised to power 12. The microwave radiation is from 10 nanometer, 10 raised to power 6 nanometer to 1 nanometer, and from 1 nanometer to 10 raised to power, it is considered as low frequency radiation, which is, for example, low radio wave radiation. Now, why this categorization is important? This categorization of electromagnetic radiation is important because these wavelengths interact with matter differently. Gamma radiation, X-ray radiation do inertial transition, ultraviolet radiation do external shell transition, infrared radiation do vibrational excitation, microwave radiation do rotational excitation, and radio waves radiation also increase the heat energy of electromagnetic radiation of the matter. So based on this, we have divided the spectroscopic into different regions. If we use X-ray radiation, then it will be called X-ray crystallography. If we use ultraviolet radiation, then it will be called ultraviolet and UV visible spectroscopy. If we use infrared radiation, then we will call IR spectroscopy. So based on interaction of different wavelength of electromagnetic radiation, we categorize the spectroscopy into different fields. That's why the spectra of electromagnetic radiation is very much important to understand. Then it will be easy to understand the different spectroscopic technique. Now the most important one is visible spectroscopy. Now the visible region is from 700 to from 380 to 800 nanometer or 700 nanometer, and it is further divided into different subgroup. Red, when you see red light, it means its wavelength is 700 to 620, and the color which is transmitted is green. Orange from 620 to 580, and the blue color will be transmitted. Yellow from 580 to 560, violet color will be transmitted. Green 560 to 490, red color will be transmitted. Blue 490 to 430, orange color will be transmitted. Violet 430 to 380, and yellow color will be transmitted. So the color which is transmitted is also called its complementary color. So if red is the absorbed light, the complementary color will be green. If the green is the absorbed light, then its complementary color will be light, and so on and so forth. Common spectroscopic method based on electromagnetic radiation is given in this chart. So gamma radiation, gamma ray emission, X-ray absorption, emission, fluorescence and diffraction, vacuum, ultraviolet absorption, ultraviolet visible absorption, emission, fluorescence, infrared and Raman spectrum, microwave absorption, electron spin resonance, nuclear magnetic resonance. Now, based on electromagnetic radiation, following spectroscopic techniques are present nowadays and are used for different characteristics of matter. Now, the spectroscopy can be classified into absorption spectroscopy, emission spectroscopy and scattering spectroscopy. Absorption spectroscopy means molecular absorption spectroscopy, which include X-ray spectroscopy, visible spectroscopy, IR spectroscopy, microwave spectroscopy and nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, atomic absorption and atomic absorption spectroscopy, which is the main theme of our course. Emission spectroscopy include molecular emission spectroscopy, fluorescence and phosphorescence. Atomic emission spectroscopy include atomic fluorescence, plasma emission spectroscopy, plasma emission spectroscopy, emission spectroscopy and spectrography. Scattering spectroscopy is further divided into manometry and nanometry. This is the